Today's top stories at NBR. The Labour Inspectorate launches a national campaign. Consumer New Zealand to complain to the Commerce Commission. Pumpkin milk. And there's more coming right up. Kia ora and welcome to NBR Today, a wrap of the day's top business stories from the authority in New Zealand business news since 1970, nbr.co.nz. It's Thursday, August 12th. I'm Paul Brennan. Thanks so much for joining us. Secret multi-million-dollar settlements paid to liquidators of failed developer Property Ventures have been revealed in documents sent to NBR. After Dave Henderson's Property Ventures collapsed in 2010, owing $68.2 million to secured creditors, according to receivers' reports at the time, liquidators filed legal action in 2012 against 9 defendants, including its former directors and auditor PwC. The lawsuit, financed by litigation funding from LPF Group, claimed compensation of $302.7 million and concluded in early 2018 after the claim against PwC was settled in 2017. Figures released in relation to subsequent litigation show total settlements received by the liquidator from 2010 to March 2021 were $39.7 million, not including repayment of security for costs. How much of that was paid by PwC is not clear, but the total sum is considerably less than the amount claimed. The Labour Inspectorate has launched a national campaign urging courier drivers who believe they are being taken advantage of to speak up. It's an unprecedented step by the government agency, but it has done so following a key employment court decision that a contract courier was in reality an employee. The case has opened the way for other challenges to the contract courier model, including a group of New Zealand Post couriers who will argue this month that they are employees of the state-owned enterprise and have the right to collectively bargain. The Labour Inspectorate wants to hear from couriers who feel they have been misclassified as contractors and are missing out on their employment rights. Consumer NZ has told a parliamentary select committee that it will complain to the Commerce Commission under the Fair Trading Act about false advertising by retirement villages and seek ministerial help in doing so. Consumer NZ research head Jessica Wilson told the committee village contracts can be heavily weighted in favour of operators and they often contain restrictive terms limiting what residents can do, including whether they can remain in the village if their health declines. She went on to say, despite this, contractual terms and conditions which residents sign when they move into the village give no assurance that this care will actually be available at the time when it's needed. Wilson was appearing Wednesday before the Social Services and Community Select Committee. Milk alternatives made from oat, hemp, squash and avocado are among the plant milks that are being launched or are under development by Kiwi companies. Food innovation leaders say New Zealand has the opportunity to be smart about getting a foothold in the rapidly growing alt milk market. New Zealand's latest plant milk is kabocha milk, made from kabocha squash, a green-skinned Japanese buttercup squash that's a staple in Japanese and East Asian cuisine. New Zealand is one of the largest kabocha exporters, supplying over half of the 150,000 tonnes consumed annually. Shane Newman's 40-year-old family business grows and procures squash to supply about 12% of those exports. Newman came up with the idea of making a milk in March 2020 after reading about avocado milk. The CEO of NZX and ASX-listed New Talisman Gold Mines Limited is facing civil court action from the Financial Markets Authority over potential market manipulation. Matthew Jeffrey Hill, who is also a director and shareholder of New Talisman, is accused of information-based market manipulation and making false and misleading representations, according to an FMA statement released this morning. It said the case relates to anonymous posts that Hill allegedly made about New Talisman on the share trader website's online investor forum. The days of hot desking and bumping elbows with your workmates may be numbered as firms move to better quality office space to attract talent. Precinct Property CEO Scott Pritchard says the city centre commercial property specialist has reported a big lift in total comprehensive income after tax for the 2021 financial year, up to $179.9 million from $35.1 million previously. The huge improvement, as with other property companies, is due to a post-COVID revaluation valuation gain on its properties of $283 million, Pritchard said. Precinct sees great potential in the office market and it's considering partnering with third parties who can provide capital and expertise to help it make the most of those opportunities, he said. The full details of those stories and more are at nbr.co.nz right now. Tomorrow at NBR and Hunter's Corner this week, Tim Hunter looks at takeover speculation for Z Energy, while Dita DeBoni talks with Sir Mark Solomon about his memoir. I'm Paul Brennan. I look forward to being with you again tomorrow from around lunchtime for the morning's NBR trending stories. Then same time, same place, right here from 5:30 tomorrow and through the weekend for another NBR This Week.